And this is how we welcome you to Artistic Spot, a show about art, talent, and entrepreneurship, where you are also the artist. In Artistic Spot, we're actors of our movies, singers of our musicals, and writers of our books. My name is Jose Rodriguez Marmo, and I'm your host. In episode 98 of Artistic Spot, we have a very special guest. Joining us from her studio at Favo is Crystal Dombrosky. Did I pronounce it well?
Yes, you did.
Yes, I was practicing the last name and I did it.
Yay.
Thank you, Crystal.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being part of our story.
I'm excited to be here.
So, a New York native.
Yes.
From the Bronx.
Yes.
So, how you landed in Orlando and started doing this magnificent art pieces that we have around your studio at Favo?
Well, in 1995, I moved down here because my grandmother was ill. And so while I was down here, I decided I'm just going to continue my art, my love for art, and just see where it landed me. And it took me about 15 years to finally find my style of painting. And this is what it is. It's I call it fractioned reality because it's a merge of abstract and realism. And I just love being able to express myself in both ways, both with abstract color and then daydream into the paintings and just bring to life whatever I imagine living within these pieces. And that's where the realism comes into it, where I just have fun and I really explore what the abstract is saying to me and bringing that to life.
And what does the abstract tells you? Now that you mentioned that, because it's very clever to work with abstract and then also portray, in this case, beautiful animals and other features. Can you tell us a little bit about that process?
Yeah, so I've always loved abstract. I've studied abstract, the thesis behind abstract. So you're taking color and you're honing into whatever you feel inside, all your emotions, and every emotion has color. And so when you just let yourself be engrossed in your emotions, things happen and you don't really realize, you'll put together different colors, you can slap on paint, you can brush it on, you could let it drip. Those are all different expressions of emotion. And so I allow myself to just really let loose with my emotions and coming in contact with my subconscious and letting the emotion come out with the abstract. And then, so that's like one process, right? And so through the years, I've always played with abstract. And my dad, who I love, he used to tell me, well, what are you trying to show with your abstracts? Why, and he was the kind of person that said, anybody can do an abstract, but what makes it so special to you? And I wanted to have an abstract where somebody could actually sit down and kind of realize what I was trying to bring forward or what emotion. So even though I bring out a realistic image from the abstract, it kind of takes on its own identity because it captures the emotion of the color that's in the abstract and it kind of tells its own story. So whether, I can see a person in an abstract, I can see an animal. Most of the times it's an animal because I just love nature. So so the animal takes on like almost like a personality or a trait or an emotion, and I really just try to capture and give it like its own little space and time kind of thing. Yeah.
So you were talking about it took you 15 years to finally find that specific artistry that you wanted to convey in a canvas.
Right.
So tell us about that story during those 15 years. What did you try doing that you didn't feel it was connecting with you as an artist?
So I was doing a lot of commissions, and every commission, somebody wanted a specific theme or a specific story that they wanted to tell. And so putting yourself in somebody else's kind of vision, it helped me kind of figure out, well, what do I want? Like, okay, I'm fulfilling everybody else's wants and visions. And I just sat down and I was like, well, what do I want? What kind of art would make me excited, you know? And so throughout doing all these commissions, it kind of helped me really find who I am and find my own voice. And each commission was always totally different. And toward the end, like on my commission contracts, 'cause I always had a contract with all my commissions. The end of like maybe 10 years of doing commissions, I just had to say, listen, I will do your theme, but I have to do it in my way,
Yes.
you know? So then I started just branching out and you know, doing these elaborate, just crazy type of commissions. And I never had one person like say, oh, that's not what I want, because they agreed to let me have that freedom. And that freedom was everything. It really allowed me to find my voice as an artist. And a lot of times an artist, you know, they'll go through the motions and they won't necessarily find their voice or what makes them unique. And I think with art, you need that liberty. You need that freedom to just be you and to let that inner person shine and let it become beautiful.
How important is staying true to yourself when you are an artist?
It's everything to me.
Why?
Because it took my life really to learn who I am and to be okay with who I am. And so there's a certain level of identity that you can't give away. You know, you have to stay true to who you are. And for me, I didn't learn who I was till about 30, 35 years old. And when I finally found out who I was just like, I cannot give myself away. I have to stay true to who I am, whether that means, you know, losing old friendships or, you know, not letting somebody take advantage of you. You can do it in a nice way, you know, but to stay true to who you are. I like to live in love, and I like to live in acceptance. And when you live in love and you start to see the world in a different way, you're not looking at it with such harsh criticism. You look at the world in a manner of belonging to the world. Like, we are all connected in some which way, shape, or fashion, even with animals, you know? And so then you start to live your life in a kinder way and just really embracing everything, you know? And when that started to happen in my life, things changed. Like, my art changed. And yeah, just being true to who I am. People can do whatever they want. I can't control you. You can't control them. Nobody can control. And that's the key. We can't control each other. All we can do is really embrace our differences. And then from there, learn to become better people, learn to connect with each other in a deeper way, you know, not someone that has to agree with everybody, you know, but we can just love each other because we're so different. And I think that's the beauty of accepting who you are and embracing your differences and embracing other people's differences. And I think that's the key to life, really.
And how you connect with the audience with the masterpieces you work on nowadays, after you were able to find that true crystal, that it's actually the one sitting right next to me. How do you connect with the people seeing your art now?
It's almost like magic, honestly. Somebody will come and they'll see a painting and they'll just stop, and like time stops, and you can see the connection, the energy, the way the specific painting will talk to somebody. I can't do anything. Like, I painted it, yeah, right? Sure, I painted it. But the magic is the connection. So as much as I want to say, oh, do you love this painting? You got to bring it home. I don't do that. because the person will find the piece that's theirs and they will grow to love it. And they'll say, I really, really love this piece. I would love to bring it home. And I make it happen. You know, I don't sell my work. I give my work a forever home. And that home will always find a good place for my artwork. And that's the beauty of it. My art can be given in a will because I have certificates of authenticity, I have purchase receipts, so it can be insured, it can be passed down for generation to generation. That's the joy of it, you know? Yes. Like somebody having something that they know will last for generations. But it's the magic that happens between the collector and the artwork. Mm-hmm. Nobody can sell you art. That's one thing that people don't understand. Mm-hmm. You don't buy art. You invest in it, right? Yes. But there are no salesmen in art. As much as people want to say, oh, you're not selling your art the way you should be. If you walk into a gallery and you don't connect to anything, there's nothing that a salesman can do to make you buy a piece of art.
Yes.
It could be $10, it could be $5, it could be $1 million, right?
Yes.
But it's the connection. If you go into, let's say the Louvre, and you have $1 million in your pocket, and you see a Picasso that's maybe $100,000. Very reasonable in your budget, right? You have $1 million you can spend. You're gonna look at it. If it doesn't move you, you're gonna walk past it.
Yes.
And you're gonna get maybe a Cézanne or, you know, whoever, Georgia O'Keeffe. Mm-hmm. It has to move you. It has to speak to you as an individual. And that's the magic of art. Like everybody's voice is so different.
Yes.
And there's nothing that I can do to subvert that. You know, if somebody's drawn to a piece, they're like, oh, I love this piece. You know, they make that connection. And then they'll say at the end, well, how much is it? You know, can I afford it? And then you work with that.
Yes.
And that's how you build relationships. You don't try to push art.
It's true.
Yeah.
How much of crystal is in every single art piece you make?
Everything. Every piece is me. Every piece. From a commission to a small little 4-inch painting, even a print. I take a lot of pride in making everything personal. Every print that I do, I look at it, I make sure it's up to my standards, and I will sign each one personally. I even go on the back of them and I'll write a little message on the back. But everything. If I had a production company, where would the love show through? You know?
Correct.
Like everything has to have my personal touch. And so I take a lot of pride in that. I've been an artist, professional artist, I should say, selling my artwork since 1995. But before that, as a child, I've been painting ever since I was 3. And if I didn't love my artwork, and I just thought of it as a means to get money, mm-hmm. then I wouldn't have taken it this far. Yes. Because you don't start as an artist with the goal of making money. That's
True.
Not it. If that's your goal, you won't be an artist for very long. Correct. Because artwork and artistry takes perseverance, takes passion. You have to really love your craft as an artist. And you have to really say, it doesn't matter about sleep, it doesn't matter about food, it doesn't matter about relationships, it doesn't matter about friendships. Art is everything. And that is when the art becomes your life. And you can't steal that away. Like nobody can come and say, oh, you know what? That's subpar. well, you might think that's subpar. That's fine, but it's not. Every painting that I've done is my best. And if one person says, well, this is better than that, that's your interpretation.
Correct.
You know, that's because one piece moves you more than another piece. It doesn't make any painting any less valuable, because each one is my personal best. And I strive for excellence. I don't strive for perfection. Yeah.
How do you celebrate life through love, passion, and happiness?
Every breath I take. Every breath. When you think about love, it's everywhere. When you think about your passion, what wakes you up in the morning, what makes you daydream, that's everything. Like, I could be out eating a dinner and I'll see something that sparks a painting or an idea. And I'll just be, I know this sounds really weird, but I'll just be zoned. And life will happen outside.
Yes.
And things will be happening. And I'll be like, yeah, like that. And people will look at me, are you okay? Yeah. I just had an idea I had a vision for paintings.
And that's part of the creative process.
Yes. It doesn't, like, everything that I experience in life, whether it's the good, the bad, you know, the okay, any kind of experience, it translates to me as the universe giving me a hug, or the universe giving me an inspiration for a new piece or a new way of developing what I've already started. It's kind of like a roadblock. You know, you come into a road and there's a blockage in front of you, right? And so you think, oh, I have to stop, and I have to figure out what this is trying to teach me. Do I go around the roadblock? Do I help move the roadblock? Yes. Do I use the roadblock in a way to help me succeed in life? So every avenue of living, there's the good, there's the bad. But how do you use both to keep going forward? That's the beauty of passion. That's the beauty of love. That's the beauty of life. And when we really embrace that, there's nothing we can't do.
True.
You know, and people use fear way too much. Oh, I'm afraid. Oh, I can't do this. Well, why? Why not use fear for your benefit, right?
How can you?
Oh, in everything. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. I overcame my fear of heights. I overcame my fear of water. I overcame my fear of putting my business as an artist, as a full-time artist. I overcame that fear, because when you quit, at one point I had 4 and 5 jobs, okay? Because financially, being an artist is not cheap. I can tell you the cost involved in being a full-time artist is astronomical.
It is.
And the more you do, the more expensive it becomes. And so that was that struck inside of me fear, because I was like, here I am working 5 jobs to make my business, and I'm gonna quit all that? What am I gonna do for health insurance? You know, what am I gonna do for my insurance? My business is insured. What am I gonna do? How am I gonna keep all these costs?
Yes.
And you have to take a deep breath, and you have to find your strength and giving away the fear. There is a strength of giving away fear.
Now, Crystal, we have been able to go through your life as an artist and also get to know you a little bit better on a personal level. So how do you see yourself, based on the fact that you have been doing this wonderful art pieces for the past 25 years, how do you see yourself in the next few years? What's next for Crystal besides having her own studio at Favo? I know you have had other studios in the city as well.
Yeah.
So how do you see yourself as an artist and as a human being in the next few years?
I see myself growing. growing more in knowledge, growing more in my work. I want to push myself to create bigger pieces, but pieces that really stand out with the visuals. I've been working more with diamonds and precious stones. I've already been working with precious metals. So I really see myself becoming more, not necessarily elaborate, but pushing myself into another realm. Yeah, I see myself growing. I've had pieces, internationally in Greece, and I've had collectors in Japan, but I really want to be able to broaden my horizons more and do some traveling with my work, because I really believe that's important. As an artist, you need to be able to continue to grow and to continue to evolve. And evolution in your art is very important. The artist that stays stagnant won't ever really achieve their personal excellence. So, growth is big time. I am going to be doing Art Basel in December.
Wow!
So that's I'm trying to get ready for that. And
coming up soon.
Yes, and I will be returning back to Disney. So that's wonderful. Being part of the International Festival of the Arts has been a great privilege. It's been a great honor to be partnering with Disney to bring art to people of all walks, So honored to be nominated again this year for Best of Orlando, which is nice. That's an honor that I don't take lightly. So nominations are still up though. So I want to see things that I've never seen before. I really want to go to the Galapagos. I've always had a fascination with the Galapagos and the Canary Islands. So I want to put that on my dream board to go visit and see what inspires me from those experiences.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Now, Crystal, before we leave, I want you to give our audience a message, whatever comes from your heart, so they can step out maybe of their comfort zone and follow their dreams and leaving that fear behind.
Absolutely. There's nothing in this life, in this world, that you cannot overcome. There's a lot of things that bring us down, or that people want to say have created us a certain way. You could have a positive experience, you could have a bad experience, you could be in a dungeon for your whole life and never be given a bit of food or water and have to struggle for everything that you've accomplished in life. Those things don't make you a bad person. Those things don't make you a weak person. Those things that you go through, view them as a way of teaching you how to become a better person, how to be kinder to somebody else that might be going through the same thing. Use it as a way that you can tap into the universe and find out who you are, what you like, what you don't like, what you're willing to let somebody do as far as their personal freedoms around you, and what you're not going to let them do. I personally I don't let anybody become abusive around me. So if somebody talks and says things that make me feel uncomfortable, I take myself out of that situation. So they don't have that power to make me feel bad. I know that sometimes you lose friendships that way, but that's okay, because the people that are supposed to be in your circle, they'll love you no matter what. And it's not a liberty for you to do whatever you want, because they also have the power to keep you from their personal circle. So in essence, it's not what you go through that makes you a better person or a worse person in this life. It's how you respond to what you go through and how you move through an obstacle that makes you a good person or a better person. So each one of us have our own ways of excellence, have our own ways of going through and dealing with whatever we have to go through. It's unfortunate that, we can't share our bonds of getting to point A to point B, but we can encourage each other, right? We can say, I know that you're going through this hardship. If you need somebody to talk to, or if you need somebody to be there for you, emotionally, you can help somebody go through something. The hardship is they have to find that inner strength to go through it and to move that obstacle or go around the obstacle. So love is powerful, and that's the key to overcoming obstacles, to really finding your purpose in life. Learning to love and learning to not continue that cycle of abuse or fear or anger. Don't let it propagate. Let it end with you, and let your heart be moved to interact with people, animals, situations in a view of love. Now, love does also say that you will not allow abuse to go on, right? So that's a big thing. If I can encourage you with one thing, it is to love like you've never loved before. Get out of your comfort zone and be kind to one another and really enjoy that beauty that's in these little moments of time that we have, because there's a lot to be seen out there. Thank you.
Where can people follow you and find your beautiful art pieces and more of your story, your Instagram handle, your Facebook, your website?
On Instagram, I'm at Crystal Artwork. It's all one word, Crystal Artwork. On Facebook, it's Crystal. It's a mouthful for Facebook, so I'm just going to warn you. Facebook is Crystal Dombroski Artwork. So it's all one big thing. And then my website is my whole name. So www.crystaldombroski.com.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Crystal.
It's been wonderful.
Congratulations on everything you have done.
Thank you.
You are a great role model for people watching us and for us that we have been able to meet wonderful people at Favo like you.
Thank you. It's been a privilege and an honor for me to get to know you and to be able to chat with you, honestly.
Thank you. Thank you, Crystal, once again for
Thank
such a
you.
powerful message.
It's
an honor to have you as part of Artistic Spot. Thank you.
Oh, thank you
for sharing your story.
Thank you again for having me.
And for those of you, our audience, don't forget to follow us on Instagram, RJJ Design, like our Facebook page, JJ Arts and Design, and subscribe to Artistic Spot on YouTube and see all these wonderful episodes of The Artists at Favo. And don't forget to tune us back in next week for episode 99 of Artistic Spot, where you are also the artist.
Yay!